Welcome everyone to another Wednesday night, the fundamentals to gain inner peace with your host, Coach Menachem Bernfeld. And here we are on another Wednesday night. Hopefully we'll get to connect to our inner child. We've been doing it for a few weeks. And tonight, for those who have a hard time connecting, who are aware that their inner child is not so happy to connect for different reasons, and sometimes called a wounded inner child. But again, whatever comes up, we're not pushing anything away. We're becoming aware. And like we discussed last week, basically, in a nutshell, if you got what you needed when you were younger, and younger means really young, you got that love and that connection, the attachment was healthy with the parents and the adults in the room. Basically, the message that you get is that, a deep down message is like, I'm okay. It's okay. I'm okay. I'm enough. And again, like we discussed, it's very deep. And sometimes most people are not aware of that. It's just a feeling, not something that we can talk about. It's a feeling that we have. When you're going through a challenge, when things are tough, you can be there. You don't get lost. Yes, it's hard, but there's a feeling of it's okay. I'm okay. I'll figure it out. Versus if someone is lacking for whatever reason, whether it's real trauma, everybody with their own story, or complex trauma, that just didn't get what they needed when they were younger. Basically, a message that they're walking around with is, I'm not okay, even if things are good in life. You have many people who, you talk to them, you ask them what's going on, pretty much things are okay, but there is something missing and they don't know what it is. It's a very deep message and a deep concept, walking around with the feeling of, I'm not okay. I'm not enough. It's not okay. It's that place you can't just sit with yourself, sit with whatever you're going through. And again, it's a deep message. It's a feeling that we have. So a lot to talk about, but this is in a nutshell, the two ways that people could be walking around, positive and negative, the deep, deep feeling about yourself. And then we discussed just by telling yourself I'm okay, affirmation is great, but sometimes that's not the language it needs. The inner child speaks a different language. It's a language that a 6-month-old feels, doesn't talk, it feels. A 2-year-old, they talk, but what do they understand? It's a feeling. So there are different ways how to soothe yourself, take care of yourself and to feel that feeling. And that's what we need to reparent, to heal, is to be able to feel again, or not even again, start feeling that you're there for yourself. You're there for that inner child. And it's not easy because if you don't know what it looks like, you might have a hard time giving it to yourself because you never had it yourself. So tonight we'll discuss a little bit for those who have a hard time connecting and they meet maybe an angry inner child or an inner child that doesn't trust, can't connect to that easily. You don't know what to do. So let's see where we can get with that. But before we start, like every Wednesday night, we're here to take a few minutes off for ourselves. And that's part of the healing. Get off that hamster wheel, off that rat race. Busy doing all day. And many times it's an escape. Just so that I don't have to sit with myself. And now here, slowly, again, could be a minute a day, 2 minutes a day, take 2 minutes and just relax. And if you do other people come in Wednesday night, could be easier. You're part of it. So let's do that. Take a deep breath, both feet on the ground, wherever you are, just feel the chair you're sitting on, feel the bed you're laying on. Just feel, start feeling. Deep breath in and let it all out. Another one. Ah, make that sound on the way out. It could be a voo sound or any sound, just let it all out. And just be aware of where you are, how you feel, where you're coming from. And just slow down. Let it slow down. Be aware of what you're feeling inside your body. Just feel. Deep breath in, let it all out, and become aware of what your body feels. Go inside. Instead of being busy with everything that's going on around us, for a few minutes, let's close our eyes and go in. What do you feel? Maybe stressed, overwhelmed, maybe relaxed, comfortable. Whatever you feel is valid and okay. Just become aware of that feeling. There's so much to do. You're so busy, or you're so bored. You haven't done anything today. Whatever comes up, it's a feeling. Just feel, where do you feel it? You can do a quick body scan from the top of your head. Just feel what it feels like and go down to your eyes, your cheeks, your mouth, chin, all the way down to your shoulder. Let your shoulder fall. Just be aware of how tight we are. All the way down to your chest, to your stomach. Deep breath in and let it all out. All the way down your legs, all the way till your toes. Just wiggle your toes. Just feel what you feel. Might be heaviness, a pit in your stomach, tingling. Just breathe into it and let it all out. Beautiful. Another deep breath. And let it all out. Okay, you deserve to be doing this more often and for longer. But you could probably feel whatever you feel. And that itself is what we need. A few minutes a day, just be and feel. Sometimes it's hard. Okay, so what do you do if you want to connect with your inner child and you're practicing, you're trying to do the writing, guided, and for some reason, maybe nothing comes up, you don't understand the concepts, or you encounter a real angry inner child. It might not want to talk to you. Probably has a lot to say, but it doesn't want to say anything. Many times it doesn't talk. Now, not everybody's that way. Many people, when they connect to their inner child, they see that little 4-year-old, 6-year-old just playing and having a good time, which is amazing. But not everybody sees that. So, how do we connect if it doesn't want to connect? And what are some symptoms that people have that from that you could see that they probably have inner child that doesn't want to connect, was wounded, something happened. So I'm just gonna mention a few, but you can see what comes up for you. And if something comes up, you can send me a word or two in the chat. Just let me know what words come up, feelings, and everything is valid. There's no right or wrong. So some of the symptoms are emotional, frequently being angry for some reason. Some people feel like they want to cry, a lot of times that I don't know why, what's going on, but there's always tears in their eyes. It could be anger, holding on to a grudge, they can't let go. Things that happened years ago, they're still thinking about it. Can't let go. Overreacting to situations, low self-esteem. These are just a few things that when somebody feels probably something inside of them that we have to connect to so that we can slowly heal. Somebody feels unworthy, always embarrassed, scared to start new things, unlovable, anxiety and fear, a lot of stress. They're always looking behind their shoulders, always seeing what other people are saying. All of these are ideas of something inside that's saying, I'm not okay. I'm just not okay. And as much as you try and to be there for yourself and you want to, everything is working out, there's no reason why you should feel this way. There's something there. I'm not enough. I'm not okay. So these are just some of the feelings, and there are different ones. These are just more emotional. But whatever comes up, these are some signs that there's something going on, something inside of you. Now let's do this fast exercise and let's see what comes up. If you can close your eyes, take a deep breath, and quietly say hello to yourself. Hi. Just say hi and be aware of what comes up, what age, inner child, whatever age. Could be 4, could be 2, could be 8, 6. So try that. Just take a deep breath, close your eyes, and say hello. And you can imagine a picture of yourself when you were younger. Try to go there and see what age. You can let me know in the chat what age do you see yourself. 7-year-old, 4-year-old, 6-year-old. Very good. Just to be aware, some are older, 11. What's that image that comes up? Whatever comes up is fine, even if it's 15. Just be aware of it. Eventually, it will go younger, but just be aware of what comes up. Beautiful. Now, some people, when they close their eyes and try to do the exercise, they don't see anything, they can't connect. Others see the little child, but very far away. It's not clear, far away. And the idea is that whatever comes up is okay. Okay? And just be there. And it does take time. It takes time. But just that, what we've been doing the past few weeks, just to connect, just to start the process. Many people share that they don't know. And I don't know is a beautiful word that many people use not to be aware, which again, that's an awareness for itself. There's probably something that's too hard to connect to. So the easiest way is to say, I don't know. I don't know. And it's okay. Been there, done that. And I'll share myself when I sat down and started writing and connecting with my inner child. In the beginning, I didn't understand it. What am I looking for? What is it? Which is normal. And then what happens? I would say, hi, how are you? And the answer would be, I don't know. I don't know. And the idea is to listen to that. Don't change it. Say, thank you for sharing. And sometimes it's a feeling of, who are you? What do you want from me? I haven't spoken to you in years. I don't even know who you are. So that's pretty okay, you have some conversation. Other people don't have a conversation, and for others, it's really angry. It could be really mad. But be there. Be there. You can write it down. Journaling helps. Just to write down what are the words, or maybe there are no words, just the image. What's that image that you see? Okay, thank you very much for sharing. Some people find themselves depressed, blaming. Very good. And again, no matter what age, just to see that feeling. What comes up when you meet your inner child? Some people, they find themselves being angry a lot. Okay, so there's something inside of you that you need to connect to, and it has something to say. Parents getting divorced, feeling abandoned. Oi, everybody with their story. We all have a story. If it's just observing and nothing comes up, beautiful, beautiful. Just observe that picture that comes up. Sometimes it's not clear. Stay there, stay there. And again, that's why we have, when you're doing this work, you have to be in a place where you're calm, in a safe place. Because think about it. Now that you are connecting, you're the adult. And to reparent, you can't go with the same message, with the same way of talking to yourself all these years. Things have to change. So you can't tell yourself these negative things that you've been telling yourself for years, even if you picked it up from other people. You want to be in a safe place, feel calm. When the inner child brings something up that you don't like, you take a deep breath and you listen. Scared, yeah, shouted at, lonely as a child. Wow, just to see those feelings, just to see it and be there. So you say, hi, what's going on? And listen, it might share, it might not share. What are other different reactions from that child that needs healing? And what happened when they were younger? So a lot of our inner child, they don't believe that you're there to connect, to give them what they need. They don't trust. It's been so many years. They didn't get what they needed. So now you're coming and saying, hi, how can I help you? Mm-mm. It doesn't trust you. It doesn't trust other adults. And that's okay. See it and feel it. Feeling unworthy of attention. You're there to give it attention and it's pushing you away. It doesn't believe that it deserves. And that whole emotional language sometimes is hard for people to connect to. They need it so badly. They didn't get it when they were younger. That love, that teddy bear, like we discussed. Just to hug it. No words, just a hug. Mm. They need it so badly, they never got it, that now that we want to give it to it, it doesn't trust that it's not going to get hurt again. Doesn't want to open itself up, become vulnerable again. And it wants to see, are you there for it now? Do you understand what it needs? Are you going to be there for me no matter what? Unconditionally? Hmm. And you can ask yourself this question. Are you ready? Are you ready to hear whatever comes up and not push it away, to listen and validate no matter what? We're not always ready for that. So that's why you have to make sure you're in a good place, you're in a comfortable state, safe place, the pen and paper. But when these things come up, you can listen to it. Okay. And if it is angry and if it doesn't want to talk to you, that's okay. Be aware of that and stay there. The message that you're giving it is that, it's okay. There's probably something going on. You don't want to share with me now. That's okay. But I'm not going to run away. It could be I ran away for 20 years. I didn't listen to you for 30 years. But now I'm here. I might be fighting with you, screaming at you. You're still there. You're showing that you're there and you love it. And you could say, I'm sorry. And no matter what, every day for a few minutes, you're going to connect. That's the consistency that we need. Because if you try one day and you stop, then obviously that inner child says, you see, you're not you're not ready to listen to what I have to share. You're not ready for me. And they probably have a lot to say all those years. So to create a safe place so that when your inner child is angry, you don't get scared. You can do some meditation, relax. We discussed how to have that safe place where you feel comfortable. And we discussed to imagine going to a safe place, being in whatever talks to you, a place where you feel you can connect. And again, you can imagine going to a place where you loved going when you were a child. And maybe over there, you'll be able to connect to a better mood child, whatever it is. But it's important to be aware that you need to be safe. You as an adult. Okay, let me just read just a second. Feedback over here. Right. So here's a good question. If it's possible that now, when you're older, you become very social because you didn't have it when you were younger. Now that is possible. But it's important to be aware. Many times it could be part of part of escaping and taking care of yourself. You're going to give it to other people because you understand what other people need, which is amazing, and keep it up. But yes, find a few minutes a day where you close your eyes and you go inside. Speak to yourself. You say, Hi, Chani. Hi, Menachem. How have you been? I've been busy all day with other people doing chesed and taking care of other people all day. I'm so sorry about that. But how are you? And then be quiet, take a deep breath, and see what comes up. Just be aware. Some people can't connect with their younger years. They totally disconnected. They don't even have any memories, and that does happen from real trauma. And I should have mentioned in the beginning, sometimes you can't do it, on your own. That's one of the reasons why there are therapists out there, people who deal with it. You need somebody to hold your hands while you want to go back and heal that inner child. So again, if you if it's too heavy, if it's a lot, find somebody that you can talk to. But for those that, are in therapy, people who want to start the process, people who believe that they can do it, they're ready for those emotions to come up, not too heavy. This is a good way to connect, and every day a few minutes, every day a little bit, different ways how to connect, and eventually, slowly, you'll be connected. You'll be able to be there for that inner child. Okay, so this is an important piece. Like I mentioned before, you can't connect to that inner child the same way you've been connecting to yourself the past many years. What does that mean? For example, let's say every time you make a mistake, how do you relate to yourself? What happens when you make a mistake? What are those voices? If those voices are negative and it's screaming at you, you see, you're not capable, you're so dumb. Now everybody's going to know you can't manage. It's so embarrassing. If that's how you talk to yourself when you make a mistake. Now that we want to learn how to reparent that inner child, connect to that inner child, you're the adult. Okay, so now you're going to start the process. You're going to sit down with a pen and paper and say, hello, hi, what's going on? And it's going to bring up stuff that you don't like. It's going to bring up, for example, mistakes that it made. Now you can't just continue the way you're used to talking to yourself because basically what you're doing is you're shutting it down again. That's the reason why you're not connected till now. It doesn't want to talk to you. That inner child makes mistakes. It does. It had made many mistakes. And it's been shut down for many years. So if we want to reparent, reconnect, and heal, we have to change those voices that we tell ourselves to be ready to be able to tell that child, that inner child. And it works, whether it's your real children, the way you talk to yourself, to your spouse, at work, and to your inner child, it's all the same. How do you relate? So that's an awareness where, the healing that's needed is to first to realize, how do I relate to myself, not even then a child? If I'm constantly negative, you're not ready to go to that inner child, and that inner child doesn't want to talk to you. It needs a parent that can accept it unconditionally when it's dirty in the sandbox, when the shoes are wet, and that's a child. What do you want? It's a child having a good time. And then when it comes home, all they get is that screaming and yelling because dot dot dot. That's where they shut down. So now we want to reconnect. That's the reparenting and to heal. So we first have to get to a place where we're ready to listen, ready to, no matter what comes up, it's okay. Okay. And to finish off for tonight is self care and a lot of self compassion, no matter what comes up, no matter where you are, whether you're trying to connect to your inner child, or even if you're not ready for that, for yourself. Now, let's see if you can share in the chat. What do you do every day, a few minutes for self care? Something that everybody needs. Beautiful. Exercise, walking, journaling, workout. Again, beautiful. Whatever you do. And if you have nothing to write in the chat, take a deep breath and just tell yourself you deserve to take care of yourself. You deserve. Yes. Yes, you deserve. Once you can go there, you'll be able to go to your inner child. But if you're not ready for that compassion, when you make mistakes, when you see things that you don't like about yourself, unconditional love. If you're not ready for that, you can't go to your inner child yet. So first be there for yourself with a lot of compassion, a lot of self-care. And then eventually you can sit down and start writing to your inner child. Say hello, what's going on? Let things come up, and you're not scared. You're ready for it. You're ready for whatever comes up. And consistent. Be there again every day for a few minutes. You're showing your inner child, I accept you the way you are. Whatever you share is okay, is valid, and you're not scared. It might be very angry, might scream at you. Listen to it, write it down, and say thank you. I'm so sorry. And then you can say, what is it that you need that can help you feel a little bit better? What can I do for you? And listen. Just listen. Become aware of what it says. Okay, maybe next week we'll do some exercises, some writing, connecting to our inner child a little bit, see where it takes us. But for now, whatever comes up is valid. Take a deep breath and listen. Thank you very much. Thank yourself for joining tonight. Thank yourself for taking some time off, which you deserve. Try to give it to yourself every day for a few minutes. You can journal, just become aware of what it is. The recordings are available at menachembernfeld.com. And feedback is always welcome. CoachMenachem@gmail.com. Let me know where you are on your journey, any questions. And I'll see you next week, Wednesday night. Thank you. And regards to your inner child.